Manny Pacquiao has become a superstar who transcends boxing, and that's really impressive.
Manny Pacquiao is a congressman, he's a singer, he's an actor, he's a executive producer of movies.
You know, this is a guy from the Philippines, came up from nothing and really made himself one of the greatest champions that we've seen in a long time.
He came here as a total unknown. First time he fought on premium cable television. He was virtually unknown even by boxing fans.
I think it is that drive sometimes that we overlook with Manny Pacquiao. Take it for granted sometimes.
Manny Pacquiao's biggest strength, it's no secret, it's his foot speed and his hand speed. He's a guy that comes at you from all different types of angles.
He's awkward in the way he throws punches.
Instead of just seeing combinations that are very routine, you see punches that are coming down low, up high, mixing it up.
He's tornadic. He's a hurricane. I mean, I don't know how many cliches I can come up with to frame his style.
It's almost like you're fighting a guy with 5 arms.
The biggest overlooked strength is not even in the ring. For me, it's Freddie Roach.
When you take a great trainer and you give him a raw fighter like Manny Pacquiao with those kind of skills, Freddie saw that from the beginning, and he said, I can mold this guy, and look at the result.
These guys have been together longer, I think, than any trainer and fighter currently in the game.
They've been a team that's blended very well together. They've kind of brought the best out in each other.
Their styles work perfectly. They trust each other, there's a chemistry between them, and there's an understanding between them that transcends language.
He knows Manny inside and out. He knows what buttons to push with Manny, knows when to get the fire out of him.
He's the captain of the ship. You know, Manny Pacquiao has this vast arsenal, this dangerous arsenal, but a lot of times he does not know how to use it correctly. And he needs a guy with Freddie's intelligence to kind of guide him the right way, to steer the ship the right way.
You combine one of the best trainers of his generation with one of the most gifted fighters, and you get a superstar fighter and a champion. Manny Pacquiao's weakness can also be his strength. He's aggressive. You can't be an aggressive fighter without getting hit some.
He kind of throws away some defensive moves in certain spots where he should be a little more defensive to be offensive. He'll give the crowd punch exchanges. You rarely see a punch exchange in a Floyd Mayweather fight.
When he feels, for lack of a better term, the spark in his eye, and he feels like he can put you away, he leaves himself vulnerable.
With his style of throwing punches and bunches, he's always coming forward. He's always throwing a lot of punches at different angles. The problem is he can come in with his guard down, as we saw when he fought Marquez and got knocked out cold.
If you look at it, Manny was really beating him up in that fight. And then all of a sudden, Marquez ducked and came over with that right hand and hit him right there square in the face. And that was probably one of the most devastating knockouts that we had seen in some time.
I think Manny has had such a long, amazing career because he's been an incredible athlete and he has a ton of heart. I think those two things have allowed him to get through some really tough fights.
He's grown, and he did it the hard way. He did it by beating the biggest names in boxing, by beating Juan Manuel Marquez, by beating Oscar De La Hoya, by beating fighters like that.
Pacquiao is a very humble person. He remembers where he comes from. He's got all the hallmarks of somebody you can root for.
He's had his losses, but here he is in the biggest fight of the century, and it's because of his heart, and it's because of his athleticism.